What up? What's up, everybody? Just let me know you can hear me all right. It's Big Cheds. Happy to be talking with you. Happy to be alive. Another day above ground. Life is good. We're doing a quick market update. Cheds trading on YouTube. This will go into the playlist, quick market updates. Especially if you're brand new to trading, watch the masterclass playlist. There's just a ton of free alpha here on the YouTube channel. So make sure you enjoy all of that stuff. Of course, Trading Wisdom is on Amazon. Trading Quotes is on Amazon. And Bitcoin Live, best in class educational platform for crypto. I've been doing market reports there for 5 years. Wonderful, wonderful team. Check out the free blog. Folks, can you hear me all right? Just confirm you can hear me in the chat room while we're getting things started. What's up from Finland? Moro Poro Toro, good to hear you. Good to see you. Can you folks hear me? I want to make sure that you can hear me before I move forward. It should be no problem, though. Just give me a second, folks. I want to make sure audio's good. All right. Yeah, it should be good. I just got to double check anyway. So good to see everybody. It's great to have you. What's up, Himanshu? By the way, if anybody's on Twitch, definitely consider giving me a follow there. That would help me out. I'm building up that account. That's mostly for fun. I'm pretty much doing video games on there. But if you are on Twitch, just go to Twitch, TV_Big Cheds, and go ahead and give me a follow there. I want to take questions today that will make this interesting. So any questions, just fire them away at me. We can talk about markets, trading, kind of just generic, anything really. Bitcoin's kind of still in the same boat from the last update. Waiting to see if we get a throwback to 28.5 or maybe the daily MA 200. It kind of paused and it's consolidating where we expected it to, right around 31K. So nothing's really kind of changed there. I want to kind of check in with the chat room and see what people are wanting to cover. What's up, Boondog? Good to see you. Yeah, we'll take care of you first here. CHZ. Let's do it's Chili's, I think, right? HZ. Let's go over there. All right. Take a little look-see. It's a terrible chart. What are we doing in this one? Why are we even looking at this? My good friend. What are you doing? Let me know in your comments real quick. Boondock, what are we doing with this? This is a terrible chart. Why are you looking at it? Yeah, it's super nasty. If it bounces, you're shorting it, and you've kind of been shorting it on any bounce, right up to that 083 level. This is a terrible chart. I mean, really, really bad chart. But why would you look at this though? And you know what I mean? Like you should only long stuff above a rising 200, right? We're only playing uptrends. And this is like not just bad, but really bad. Really bad. Market hates this chart. Lebanon, thank you so much. Appreciate that, folks. Thank you so much. I love that we're all around the world, Omaha, Nebraska. And I love that. I love that I can kind of just hang out with you folks. As well, blessed day to you, Robin. Thank you so much. So what's next here from Berlin? Let's take a look at XLM. That will be fun. We're just doing a quick market update on Big Cheds on Twitter, if they still call it around these parts. It's not too bad. XLM's got a little bit of mojo. Kind of zoom out here to the weekly chart. And this will help us put in a little bit better perspective. General kind of a rounding base here, and you have the price now above the peak. So that's how you're viewing this. And similar to that, Bitcoin was kind of doing that, where this was our 25K level and it's 25.5. So it's got some parity really with Bitcoin. But just the structure has improved. It's not, like long-term bullish. It's long-term trendless. We can see that evidenced by the, sideways 200, but it's attempting to stair step here on the daily. Found support at the MA20. We'll see if that continues, see if it can continue to hold 13 cents. The chart is improving. Definitely do want to see it hold above 13 cents. That's the height of a very long consolidation channel going back over a year, in fact. LTC, what's up, Matt? LTC hasn't really changed too much. Generally slight bullish lean to it, but it's a choppy channel, and we are still dealing with the deviation, the false breakout of range peak, breaking up above 105, failing to hold it. You see the pullback, bearish retest, underside rejection in the middle of July, right? That happened. So it's still dealing with that, and it's still looking for that higher low. Is it going to be here 71? Is it going to hold at 82? So we're kind of watching to see what it does here as it heads back down towards demand, aka support. Okay, design, mix, and master. I don't mind being called Chad, even though it's Cheds, but Chad's all right. So are we going to? Are you straight going? What is that? I don't know. Are you straight going? I don't know what that means. Are you straight going to 16K? I don't think we're going to 16K. That kind of already happened. I mean, we already reversed. We already established a high time frame reversal pattern with the inverted head and shoulders. That already completed. You're viewing everything as a buy the dip, especially on a higher time frame. And everything above here is bullish, above 25K. If we drop back below it, we'll be extremely cautious. But you don't think about down here. You don't think about here, even here, because we're above this level. And the price has basically said, okay, well, that's over. This is all done with. And now we're going to kind of do something like that and then probably break higher. I mean, that's kind of the gist of what the price is leaning towards. So 16K doesn't make a lot of sense. That already happened. You had a lot of opportunities to get long in Bitcoin from the bottom. I mean, there was a lot. There were many of them. I covered many of them. I'm not the only. A lot of people did. The 18.5K break, the throwback to the weekly 20, the daily, that full hammer candle long below the daily MA 200. I gave that signal. I tweeted out here that 1 hour spring. I mean, you've been long. There's been so many times to get long, and the price has just given you that. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's an uptrend. Pardon me. Let's see. What up, Nuno? Good to see you, man. Guerre, regards from Guernsey. Okay, not sure where that's awesome. All right, let me just, folks, I'm scrolling around the chat room. I don't have a appreciate you, Melnut. I don't have like a moderator. I'm just kind of bouncing around, seeing who wants to talk about what during this update. Desperate to long. Why desperate? What does it mean, desperate? Matthew, can you tell me more about what you mean by desperate? I mean, it's bullish, and you're actually at a level of interest. You're looking to buy here with some type of a stop loss, but the price is at a key level. You've thrown back to a level that the price is as defined as a demand zone. Bulls have laid down a line in the sand and have said, this is where we're buying. This is where bears stop. And it's been the case now for a month. Pretty clean price structure, doing generally what I expected it to, more or less kind of an ascending triangle type of look. So, I mean, this is a spot where you're interested, especially if you took profit in the high nines. If that fails, for sure, daily MA 200. You want to, the first tag, we haven't even tagged it in all year. So first test of the daily MA 200, you're going to want to buy there as well. But why desperate to long? Matthew, let me just see if I can find your comment. Like, I understand desperate. Like, why would you ever be desperate? So what? Who cares? Sitting stable is fine. But what does desperate mean? Look, you either buy on the right support level, you buy in the breakout. If it, buy when it breaks $10. Like if it's going to 50, it doesn't matter if you get in or 8 or 10. What's more important is that you're trading with the trend, right? There's no such thing as like you're never going to miss. Like missing a move is what causes people to annihilate bankrolls, to zero them out because they keep buying on the way down because they don't want to quote unquote miss the bottom or they don't want to miss the move. It's more important to identify the trend and trade with it. It's going to make your life a lot easier. What's a good alt? What do you mean good alts? There are no good alts. There's only good trends, and those trends can change. They don't last. So you don't hold, if it's a downtrend, get rid of it. Do not hold something going lower. You can always buy back in when the trend reverses like this. If you think CHZ is a good alt, I mean, like, what does that mean? You'd have to at least get back up above kind of 10 cents to show any kind of trend reversal. Maybe then you'd go long. You just get out. You don't ride. Trends will tend to continue. So I don't the idea of like a good alt. I don't know what a good alt is. I think that's an illusion. These are vehicles for speculation. They're all just price trends. The market knows more than you. If the market likes it, I like it. The market doesn't like it, I don't like it. I don't care what the FA says. That's all. FA is people saying why they think the market's wrong, and they're wrong. The market is always right. TOMO, okay. Take a look. You want to know more about my approach? I'm trained in classical charting, Japanese candlesticks. I'm a price only guy. A little bit of sentiment mixed in. Watch the masterclass webinar. That's going to get you started. I mean, there's a reason I've been nailing Bitcoin for years. Like, look at every major turning point and see what I've said. Not just in private, Bitcoin Live. Look at Twitter, right? And altcoins too, specific coins. Not like the market in general. It's harder to predict the market in general, but individual projects, quote unquote, charts. I've had a pretty good record because the price will tell you what's going on. There's signs of the trend weakening, strengthening. It works. Let's take a look at Tomo. That's why his book is called Wisdom, Trading Wisdom. You can check out the free version of Trading Wisdom, by the way, in the playlist. Let's keep going, though. These are 20-minute updates. I want to get as much value in for you as possible. Tomo generally like the look, but I'm not buying here. I'd want to see either one of these lower highs break. Let me choose this one here. I'd want to see one of these lower highs break, or I want to see price back at the demand zone. Either the MA 200, but probably the confluence with these lows right around 94, 95 cents. So generally bullish, but it's still consolidating. And so I'd need to see it buy in the dip, or I'd want to see it buy when it's attempting to reclaim the trend and continue higher. Appreciate that. Thank you. And it's a wonderful team. I mean, it's a legitimate team. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous if you look at the quality of the team, and I haven't missed a report in 4 years. Let's see. Woo. Okay, let's take a look here. I got to drink more water. Sorry for all the throat clearing, folks. We'll take a look at Woo. I like looking at these altcoins. Again, it's just a chart. Let the market tell you if the FA matters. Generally, it's got that kind of head and shoulders type look, kind of like Render, a little bit of weakness compared to Render, but it's got that look. Again, this is basics. With the head and shoulders, you have to identify two things. Where does it complete, i.e., where does it confirm on the neck base break right around 16 cents, or where would it invalidate? If you're a bear, then you have to buy if the price breaks above 27 cents, because the right shoulder would invalidate. Even the measured move is pretty much not that important. Height from the head to the neck base. Measured moves are not that important in general, in my opinion, because of price structure and the way obstacles. But with the head and shoulders, it's so much less. Like the measured move is the third thing at best you should look at. Where does it complete? Number one. Number two, where does it invalidate? And then if you want to look at a target, fine. But the problem with this measured move, just for example here, is you've got support here. There's no guarantee you're going to break right through that support levels. You can't just look for a target and overlook price structure. So that's kind of those things that pop into my mind when I look at a head and shoulders. I'm just kind of bouncing around, trying to answer different people's questions. I don't want to keep. Let's see. Blessings to you. Appreciate you very much. Thank you so much. What's up, Jolly World? How you doing? Good to see you. I want to bounce around and try to see if I can answer questions. MDB. I don't know that I've heard of this one, or maybe I have. What are we doing? MDB, huh? It's not even on like major exchanges. So unless it's on a major, not on. I'm only going to look at it if it's on a major exchange. So let's see. Short trade thesis looking Republican. Okay. I mean, generally a bullish chart. It's still consolidating off of that major move. I think this is a level of interest to be a buyer here. Pretty clearly defined stop loss. You're wrong below really 230. I think that's reasonable. You are saying you're looking for a pullback to daily EMA 8. Okay, so you're looking for a level to short, a pullback. Okay, so when most people colloquially or commonly think of a pullback is like it's breaking out. Okay, now it's pulled back to support. But a pullback in classical charting It's called a bearish. It's underside retest. So you break down, you come back, and you retest lost support. In this case, this individual is referring to the EMA 8, and he wants a bounce to throw back, a bounce to the EMA 8 for him to short. I think if you're going to short, look, if you're going to short this, and I don't like necessarily shorting as much as I like longing it because I'm trading with the trend. Again, I want to make my life easier. But if I wanted to short this, I've got some pretty clear horizontal structure to work with. You're much better off waiting till it gets around 255 to 260, and then maybe even looking for an up thrust. A really nice little short setup would be a bounce here, breaking these highs, and then coming back and failing to hold them, right? And that would be a short. And you kind of see this price structure all over the place in the alt market. When especially in downtrend that will bounce, hit resistance, right? So that's what I would want to do in terms of how I would structure some type of a short trade. I tend to wait for what I'm looking for, right? Okay, bouncing around in the chat room. Good to see everybody. Sure, yeah, definitely. Let's look at Alibaba. We can look at stuff. Doesn't have to be crypto. I like to look at anything that's a chart. I haven't looked at it in a while. Let's go to the weekly though. All right. I mean, just sideways, just churning. Look at that. I mean, you've got the zone here. So when I look for something clear, if I don't see it, then I'll look for zones. I have zones with a deviation below, arguably forming a right shoulder on a head and shoulders. What does that mean? Well, most reversal patterns fail, so it's more likely than not to continue down lower. But if it's going to break out, you have a clear breakout level and you have a right shoulder invalidation level for a short. I actually really like a short if it breaks below 78, 77, 77 to $78 level. I think that'd be a really nice little short setup. And if it breaks above 120, you go long. Pretty clean, straight up chart. You don't need to study TA for years to come up with that type of a conclusion. What's up, Andrew? What did you ask for, Mandrew? I just did. All right. Hey, thank you so much. Have I ever looked at HBAR? Yeah, I looked at it many times. It's an altcoin, Hashgraph or Hashadera or whatever. Just another alt. I've covered it for a long time. People ask for it sometimes Bitcoin Live. Let's just kind of zoom in. The weekly chart's pretty bad. Kind of zoom in. Daily chart up thrust. Here's an example, right? Look at the price establishing a floor, price floor here. The breakdown, and then you have the breakdown. Does another now the rejected, 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 broke up above it, came back below. So you had a beautiful short trade here on the up thrust and just did it again. Here's an up thrust, a break of resistance and back below. So I'll remove those. You can kind of see it. In the meantime, I could zoom in like this and get really bullish and say in the last like 40 candles, it's rising. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. But I mean, definitely it's below 200. So you're cautious, bearish to cautious. And you really need to see it back up above kind of that 6 cents 058 level. You got to be cautious until then because that's a pretty clear support resistance flip here with the up thrust, the support and resistance up thrust. So I'd be cautious here. Watch to see if that holds. Overall, it's not like a chart I'm getting into. I'm already in it and I'm watching it. Yeah, that's how I'd mark it up. But this isn't like a chart I'd probably like bounce into. Do a couple more before we wrap. Hey, Paul, good to see you, man. Eric Crown. I guess from what I've seen, I like the guy. I don't know much about him, but people like him, so I like him, and he seems genuine. We're not like talking. I don't think we even have a DM or anything. I don't think he's reached out to me. I'm not itching to do, maybe I could interview him for my interview series. I actually have an interview series and I think about maybe who I want to do next. Maybe I could interview him. So I don't know if someone like talk to him, see if he wants to be interviewed. But other than that, Paul, Tesla. All right, let's check out Tesla. Tesla. Yeah, so Tesla. So It's kind of interesting. All this gapping around, the gaps here locally make it a little bit more difficult. So let's go to the weekly though, and we'll zoom out. What do we have on the weekly? Okay, so there's a few things you want to mark up first of all. Okay, you want to mark out that you got the deviation below. Okay, you also have the clear lower high structure. So is this here just a continuation of this trend of falling supply, right? AKA resistance. Is that what just, is that what that is? I think it's clear, even with just a kind of clean old horizontal approach, you've got resistance in that $300 range, right? You want to zoom in more, look at momentum. You have price riding the EMA 8. That is bullish. You're looking to buy on that throwback to the weekly EMA 8 and drop a little bit down into lower time frame. And I try to get a sense of what this is doing. All this, you don't have to name every pattern. This is still bullish. It's still holding secondary uptrend support, EMA 34. If you don't know what that means, go to the masterclass tutorial playlist, watch that. It's still holding. Oh, by the way, if you folks are on Twitch, please consider following me on Twitch, big_Cheds. I'm doing video games there, so I'm having fun, but I'm trying to grow that account. So if you're on Twitch, please consider. Also, please hit like and subscribe. Forgot to ask. This is still bullish. This is just movement after an advance, and trends tend to continue. So what that means is this probably takes another crack at this level. If I had to guess, like based on all that long-winded approach, I think this will take another crack at that $300 level. I think it probably fails, comes back, and needs to build some more support. Low 220s to 230s. That will be important. All right, we're getting up to 21 minutes. That's the time, folks. We're doing these 20-minute updates. Trading quotes on Amazon, trading wisdom on Amazon, Cheds trading on YouTube, big_Cheds on Twitch, especially if you're into AOE4, which is an awesome game. Bitcoin Live, best team in the world that studies crypto. I've been a founding analyst there. I've been doing market reports for 5 years. I do on Wednesday and Sunday night, full market report. I haven't missed one in over 4 years. Super, super proud of that. And just, I love hanging out with you folks. It's an honor to be able to hit some buttons on my computer and talk to you folks and kind of hear your questions. I do a lot of Twitter spaces, and I may do one soon. I haven't done one in a couple weeks, but I love the fact that I can just talk to you like this. And with the spaces, I hear your voice. And so if you are a new trader, go listen to all these Twitter spaces. Check out my YouTube. You'll love that stuff. Hey, appreciate you very much. Thanks, Jake. Thank you as well, Billy. Wonderful to see everybody here. So if I missed your request, just try to be here next time I go live. I guess put the like alerts thing on YouTube to alert you. Maybe I'll do one Saturday. Am I around? I'll probably do one Saturday. So anyway, you everybody take care. It's been my honor, and I will talk to you soon. Big Cheds out.